Our teenage years mark a time in our lives that we'll always remember. They're also a time for us to develop invaluable skills to be productive citizens in society. Now, those skills help build confidence in our youth and help them become leaders in our communities. That can be accomplished through the Boys and Girls Club of Delaware's UpNext work-based learning program. With us this afternoon to tell us more about that, this is Mr. David Crimmins. He's the Sussex County Team Director. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a while since we've seen you.
It has been a while.
Good talking. Okay, so tell us about the UpNext work program. What is that?
Our UpNext, it's a work-based learning program.
Okay.
We wanted to reach out. We did a survey. The kids told us, shockingly, that they needed a job, that they wanted something to do.
Okay.
So we started this year with 34 kids throughout the state, and we provided them with part-time work.
Yeah.
They work for 4 days, and then on Friday we call it My Future Fridays. We bring in community leaders, we bring in businessmen, we bring in other people to try to get them to learn work-based skills, soft skills, branding, how to market themselves, resume writing. We're expanding that program throughout the state. We had over 100 applications. We only had 34, so now we're trying to get the resources to expand that program throughout the state. Some of the kids work in our clubs now. This summer we had kids working in our summer youth program, our summer fun club. We also had kids working in our garden. We have a garden behind the Western Sussex Club. And then we also had kids working at night with some of our teenagers.
Wow.
They were teenagers working with teenagers.
Yeah.
So it's been very, very popular with the kids. Like I said, kids want something positive, and they want a job. They want to be able to do anything.
So where did this idea come from?
Boys and Girls Clubs of America has it's UpNext. That's what it's called.
Okay.
UpNext. It's UpNext. What am I going to do next? So we followed their model, and we're tied in with Boys and Girls Club of America. Believe it or not, we have 40 clubs now throughout Boys and Girls Club throughout the state.
Wow.
When I first started talking with you years ago, we only had one in Sussex County.
Yeah.
Now we have over 40 clubs throughout the state. We're working with 22 different school districts. So when we talk about the positive things that are going on, I know we're here today to talk about Delaware, Goes Purple.
Right.
And we work with all these different agencies to bring in resources to have kids make good decisions so they don't end up on the other end of.
Right.
So we're in the prevention business. We're in the fun business, but we're in the prevention business, trying to get kids involved in positive activities so they can go on to be caring, productive, responsible citizens.
So what kind of challenges do you give them to get them to step up to that?
I tell you, a lot of it is just based on relationships we have with our staff.
Okay.
The challenges we have is just like any business now, is teaching them how to be on time.
Yeah.
We just had a consultant come in talking to them about their next step of going on to college. What do you need to do to go on to college? It's not just resources as far as money, but how to apply. How to apply to those colleges that you like to do. A lot of the kids, they're looking. They're constantly looking, and what we're trying to do is have them look at the positive things to make that positive decision as they go forward.
So from where you are now, where do you see expanding to?
Right now, we started with our pilot program, so we're looking at a number of different other clubs throughout the state to expand into. We have 40. We primarily, with this program, we're working with about 8.
Yeah.
So we're going to expand it. As you know, with anything having to do with expansion, you got to have the resources to do it.
Right.
The proper people in place, properly trained, and then the financial resources to do it. So
that was going to be my next question: is how can we support?
The biggest issue is to support financially.
Right.
Also, resource-wise, program-wise, we partner with a lot of different school districts throughout the state doing different prevention programs. So it's a kind of give and take. Nobody's doing this by themselves anymore.
Right.
Everybody's working together. As you've heard today, everybody has to work together, whatever the issue is, whether it's prevention with kids, whether it's the opioid crisis, we all have to work together, and each one of us has a different part to fill that all together.
It all feels together.
It all fills together.
David Crimmins, thank you so much for what you're doing, and thank you for telling us about it.
Thank you for having me.